For those of you who don't know me, I'm Cherish, and for those of you that do know me, welcome back to my channel. So, just as the title says, this is a Q&A. I've been highly requested to film a Q&A. I've also been getting a lot of questions, so I do want to answer them. Some of them are like single people asking, and others are like groups of people asking questions, so I do want to try and address each and every question as best as I can. Some people were a little upset that I'm saying like, oh, a friend from places like my What is Wednesday were. But I'm not going to change how the format is. The only format that I changed so far is my my assumptions video doesn't have like a who said it or who didn't say it. Subscribe if you're brand new. I will try and put a playlist for the other Q&As that I have done on this channel, so you guys can find them. Maybe it's a question you're afraid to ask and you don't know if it was already asked, even though I'm willing to answer as many questions multiple times as anybody can come up with, even if they're repeated 20 times. But if there's a question that you want to ask and you do want it answered right away, maybe it's been asked before, so I would go check out that playlist and see if it was asked. But okay, so the first one comes from a friend on Twitter. She says, I love all the phone cases you have. They seem really cool. Do you think you can do a video showing all the phone cases you have and tell us where you got them from, if you know at all? So my answer is going to be kind of simple. I was planning on already filming a phone case one because I was requested by some people on Instagram. Actually, I've already been requested to do it. So I think I will be filming that. I just don't know when I'll film it and when it'll go up. But yes, I will try and do that. Okay, so from a friend on Instagram, and he says, how has creating a series on your channel changed you having a part-time job for YouTube? Well, I want to say that it's more of a full-time job just because I do something for my channel, be it filming, be it editing, or uploading between Monday and Saturday. Sunday I take off and I don't do anything at all except watch YouTube videos at the most. Just because it's so much more easier to make your own schedule. The only thing I have deadlines for are like some of the Ipsy boxings. They have to be up before the end of the month. That's just a requirement. The reviews don't even matter, only because they weren't required of me to do. They were just an extra step that I decided to take on my own. Because of the fact that I wanted to do this channel in my own way and my own direction, that was the direction I chose. So from a friend on Twitter, she asks, I know you screen through all your What is Wednesday episode contents, and I know you have to do that, but do you do that for your Q&As as well? And the answer is yes, only because I have had like dirtier questions asked, and my channel is kind of more of a kid-friendly channel. Even though none of my videos are like made specifically for kids, it is a kid-friendly channel, a family-friendly channel basically. I do that not only because you know, I want to go by YouTube's approval, but also because my nieces and nephews do watch. Niece and nephew, not nieces, but my niece and my nephew do watch my videos, and I want to make sure, granted my niece at this moment may not be understanding anything that's going on, any subjects, but my nephew is very, very aware, so I want to try and keep everything friendly, and I don't want anything that could be skewing or, you know, giving him questions that he doesn't need to be asking, or, you know, confusing him in any way. If that makes any sense. From a friend on Facebook, he asked, now that you do so much on YouTube, what social media sites do you find yourself using less than you used to? Actually, that's kind of a funny one because I think most people don't use it, but I used to be very active on my Snapchat, and actually I haven't even touched my Snapchat in maybe a year and a half. almost 2 years, I want to say. But just Snapchat, I don't even download it back on my phone anymore just because, I mean, I don't know if people even use it anymore, but I definitely don't use my Snapchat. Everything else I still intently use. Definitely my Facebook, definitely my Twitter, and definitely my Instagram and this platform. They are all platforms that I use like constantly. The only thing that I can be honest about is there are times that I don't go on my Twitter, but at least once a week or twice a week, especially when I have things coming up such as What is Wednesday, Q&A, assumption videos, those kinds of things, because I do have to go check and see if anybody submitted anything for any of those factions. But definitely Snapchat is something that I can honestly say I have stopped even really caring about, but that's about it. Everything else I still am very, very active in. That is why it's linked in every description box for everybody to look at. So the next one is from a friend also on Facebook. She says, you said in one of your videos the hot topic was a whole nother story. Are you going to make a video on that story or leave those of us who want to know hanging? Oh, yeah, I forgot about that video. Honestly, no, I don't think I need to make a whole video about it. Basically, my cousin was lent one of my original Game Boys for his son during quarantine. And his son is 15, actually, well, almost 16. He turned 16 next month, but my cousin's son is 15, and he has a daughter as well, but they are my niece and my nephew. Adopted niece and adopted nephew. And my niece gets everything and anything she wants from her mother, even though they have the same mother, but because she's the youngest, she's 9 years old, she basically gets anything she wants. My nephew sometimes is told ever since he turned 13 that he has to go and work for anything and everything he wants. My cousin has trouble, dealing with that, but he doesn't want to, fight with his wife. So he does have to basically concede, but what does that have to do with the Hot Topic video? It really doesn't. Other than my nephew was responsible for the Game Boy. He had about 12 or 15 games that I lent him. I haven't really been using my Game Boy as much. I wouldn't give up over my DS for nothing at all. So I did lend him. It was lent, and I said, well, as soon as quarantine is over, I would like it back. Unless my cousin wanted to buy it, which my cousin did not, because my cousin wanted my nephew to actually buy it if my nephew wanted it. But since he doesn't have a job, he wasn't going to be, so it was on loan. Well, I guess one of the road trips they took, going towards Texas or something like that, I don't exactly remember, but on one of the road trips they took, my nephew was very irresponsible, and he actually managed to drop the Game Boy out the window, and it broke. And my cousin felt very badly, so he said, hey, I can't buy you a new one. Can I just give you reparations for it? And I don't know if that's the right word. Basically, he said, can I give you money for it? And I was like, I don't need any money for it, because I wouldn't accept anything. He basically said, what if I just give you a gift card to Hot Topic and allow you to spend at least $200? And I told him, no, I don't need anything. It's totally fine. I don't even care. I don't use it as much. That's why I didn't give away the DS. But, and he goes, no, I have to. This is not right. My son broke it. So because he wasn't basically winning, he took my email and he went and paid for a gift card, and it was left on my Hot Topic app. So that is where the Hot Topic haul, the final haul, came from, was a gift card. So, long-winded story that didn't really require a whole video, but from a friend on Instagram who says, now that you have a cute little mic, yay, do you think you will do an ASMR makeup tutorial? I don't exactly think I want to do that. I mean, unless somebody really, really wants me to, but honestly, I'm not even a big fan of ASMR videos. I don't think I have the cutest whisper voice. So I don't exactly think I would want to do that. I think that would be way over the limits of cool for me, just because, you know, I'm no professional and I'm definitely not cool enough to do an ASMR video. So I don't think I'll be doing an ASMR tutorial. Sorry. Okay, so from a friend on Instagram, and she says, will you ever do a day in the life video, or because you don't do daily vlogs, is that something that is harder for you to do? And actually the answer is yeah, it's a lot harder for me to do. I also cannot take a little webcam all around, so no, I can't really do a day in the life video. I would love to. I would love to do like makeup routines, morning routines, evening routines, stuff like that, and cooking show videos, like stuff like that. I would love to do all that stuff, but I don't have the right equipment for it, being just the fact that the camera I have is a little webcam. So unfortunately, no. I would love to. Don't get me wrong. I literally would love to. From a friend on Facebook, and she says, how do you handle being a total homebody and not go completely psycho? I basically, since 2004, have just become like a person who doesn't like people, doesn't like leaving my comfy space, which most of the time this is the comfy space in here. My room is a comfy space. Honestly, the living room is a comfy space. I used to actually care more, like when my mom would leave and go to the store, and if I got left, I kind of would hate it. I just sort of become okay with the fact of it. So it just, I don't know. I don't know how come I don't go psycho. It's just, I'm an introvert. Let's leave it there. A couple of people actually asked this question. So they've asked, you talk about how people have been handling lockdown. What were some things you have been doing during lockdown that you weren't doing before the virus? Honestly, before the virus, we never really had like a weekly thing where we had takeout food. There was a period of time where, you know, like every Friday we'd go and get food or go to Denny's with my dad. But we never really did DoorDash, Grubhub, Postmates, stuff like that. But because of lockdown, now we have Takeout Monday. It used to be Takeout Tuesday, but now we have Taco Tuesday because I make enchiladas, homemade enchiladas on Tuesdays. So Monday is Takeout Monday. So that's something we do, and we basically, she goes on DoorDash or Grubhub, finds whoever is doing whatever deal, and then we basically try places that we've never been before. So basically we're exploring different restaurants. You know, we're helping out small businesses, you know, little mom and pop businesses. So stuff like that. The stuff we didn't do before, but now we do. This one is also asked, probably like once a week. Okay. Your once a week series is so amazing. Is this the only series you plan on doing? Or will you do other series for your channel? Do you count your unboxings and reviews as the other series? So to answer the first part, is this the only series I plan on doing? So far, yes. Just because it does take a lot of extensive work. I mean, the assumptions video is something that I do now too. Q&As are something that I do. They're not exactly series on my channels. They're not exactly a series on my channel, but they are something that I at least try and accomplish once a month. I don't exactly look at my Ipsy unboxings, Birch unboxings, and when I did Sephora, I don't look at those as like series per se, just because, you know, they're monthly things that are given to me. This is something that I fully and completely created. Q&As are something that everybody on their channel has probably done 300 times or whatever. But definitely the What is Wednesday is a series. I created it completely on my channel. No one else told me to create it or what to do, how to do it, and stuff like that. So it is something I solely completely created. Um, a bunch of people have been asking me how come I don't do more days of this series, because I don't exactly think anybody wants more days of the series. If people wanted more, I probably would do more days. But as of right now, no. I think this is just the only series I'm going to do. From a friend on Twitter, she says, this question may have been asked before, but I'm super curious. Since you do Vlogoween and have a plan to do Vlogmas, will you still be doing What is Wednesday during both of these yearly series, or will you only do it September, then in November, and no more till January, or how will that work? So I think I explained this in one of my updates videos, probably the last updates video. I do plan on doing What is Wednesday during the Vlogmas and Vlogoween, but during both of those series or time frames, it's going to be solely and completely related to the holiday. So Vlogmas is going to be completely related to Christmas. So everything, what is, why is, how is, they're going to be completely Christmas related. People can still submit like other things that aren't the holiday related. They will just have to wait until the series ends, being the Vlogoween and Vlogmas series. So once those end, all the questions that if anybody has asked that weren't related to each holiday, they will go in that first week's video. So like for Halloween, if someone asks me, and I will do an updates video probably closer, so like in September, towards the end of September, I'll probably explain it in there. But the plan is still going to be that when I do What is Wednesday during Vlogoween, if it's a Halloween related question, it will go up those days that fall in there in Vlogmas, which I think is 2 days will fall in there. And then during Vlogmas, the same thing will happen. So Vlogmas and Vlogoween, the questions will have to relate to the holidays. But if they don't, that very first week, so the very first week in November, anybody who's not asked me anything Vlogoween will basically go in November's. And then for Vlogmas, people who submit ones in Vlogmas that aren't Christmas related, they will go the first week of January or right after Christmas ends. So like the first week after Christmas. So like I said, I'll probably do a whole updates video if people are still confused.